Here are 11 ways that you can make money as a photographer, and no, YouTube videos is not one of them. I'm Vanessa Joy. I'm a wedding photographer. While you're watching this short little intro of my work, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and let me know if you have any other ideas that I don't cover in this video. Photographers can sometimes have lulls, especially if you're a seasonal photographer like a wedding photographer and you sort of have a little extra time during the off season, maybe when the weather is too hot or the weather is too cold or rainy in your area. Or maybe you're experiencing the wedding gap. More on that if you just go right here. But either way, there are lots of ways that photographers can make money on the side hustles, whatever you want to call them. There are lots of talents that we have that we just don't realize that we can utilize them in ways to make money. So let's get started. Number one, and probably the most boring, is selling stock photography. You can go on Wirestock or Getty Images and upload a bunch of your photos and sell your photos, probably not of humans, or at least not of their faces, sell them online and companies will buy them. It's a small amount of money. I'll make like 32 cents here and there, but you know what? You upload enough photos and it's definitely a little bit of extra money in your pocket, and it requires zero work after you've uploaded them. Number two, Airbnb experiences. This is a new one that not a lot of photographers are taking advantage of, or Viator is I think another one. But if you've ever used Airbnb, they'll try to pitch you some kind of experience. You know, have a personal chef come to your Airbnb. Maybe you're going to go out on an excursion, rent some skis. I don't know. Either way, you can add yourself as a photography experience. A lot of people love vacation photos or experiential vacations where they want professional photos taken. And that's a great place to have yourself listed to be an experiential photographer and make a few dollars here and there.
I hope you're enjoying this video, and I have something absolutely free for you. If you head down to the links below, you'll see a lot of educational content, but you will also see a download for a free preset. This is a Lightroom preset that I use very frequently for my same day edits and my photos, and I call it green to yellow. You can grab that in the link below. Now back to the video.
Number three, drive Uber. I'm just kidding, don't drive Uber. Number three, take those same prints that you would have sold as stock images and sell them as prints, actual prints. You can do this maybe through online means like Etsy, or I don't know what else sells it, or even through your online galleries. You could even print them in home potentially. If you are going to print them in home, I do suggest using a really, really good printer. You're going to want to make sure that these prints that you're selling for a larger fee are archival quality, they have beautiful ink, and they're really easy for you to do, because ideally you're going to print them in person, you're going to sign them, maybe roll them up in a tube and send them on their merry way. I like using Canon printers because I use Canon cameras, but even if I wasn't using Canon cameras, Canon printers are awesome. For a budget range, I like the Canon Pro 200. I've used this printer many, many times on my budget photography series. It creates beautiful, clean images, super crisp, sharp, colors are just popping. And of course, printing on Canon paper is just going to maximize the quality all around. If you're looking for a higher end printer, going with the 1000, that one is definitely a little bit more costly, but whoa, the images that you can print out of there, not only you're going to get larger images, but you're going to get even that much more quality in there with the detail. Mess around a little bit with the papers too, because you're going to get a very different look to your image from a matte paper versus like a high quality fine art paper or a glossy luster. There are a lot of different options, but printing images is a great way for you to make money because the costs really aren't that high. I mean, once you buy the printer, it's paper and ink and then your shipping costs, and there's just something to a photo that is signed. You of course could expand that into, let's just say, I don't know, wrapping your own canvases maybe, I don't know, or maybe matting them and framing them and then shipping, but then you're getting into higher costs. And if it's a side hustle, I feel like you just don't want as many things to do, and printing and rolling up in a tube and sending it on their merry way, like I know Larry Chen does, fellow Canon explorer of light. You can check out his work, he's awesome. And he's shooting cars and lots of people buy his prints. So he actually is the one who gave me this idea. Oh, number four, by the way, is not selling online education, but I do sell online education. You can check out at my website there, including a Photo Insiders community. nice little pop right there. Okay, let's get to the next ones. I didn't memorize them all, so we're gonna get to this. The next one is to do some retouching for consumers. Now, this may be your clients, this may be family and friends. With programs like eVoto, you can retouch photos like that. And if you have a client that likes a certain manner of retouching, you can even set a preset for that client. So it's even faster when you're editing and you already have a preset to how that particular person likes her photos edited and retouched. It's a no-brainer. And it's so fast, and you're personally paying pennies per image as you edit those, that you could charge a really reasonable rate, like $2.50, $5, $10 an image, depending on how much retouching that you're doing. So that's to the consumer side, because a lot of people like their photos retouched, or maybe they have a family photo that they took themselves and, you know, they want it to just look a little bit nicer. You can provide that service. The next one that we have is a little bit of an obvious one, but offer to assist or shoot for other photographers. This can be a little bit difficult, especially right now, or especially in your area, if all the photographers you know are having the same lull in your business, in their businesses. So that might be a little bit difficult, but it's something that you should do anyway. Working with other photographers, both in and outside your own genre, is just going to enhance your photography skills. It's going to enhance relationships, build and maintain better relationships with your photography community. So many benefits to working with other photographers, getting new ideas, maybe getting ideas of what you don't want to do too. It's all good. All good things. Number 6 is be a content creator for other businesses. So this is inside or outside the photo industry, but a lot of people need content creation. And we tend to think in our heads, no, we're photographers, we're going to take photos, but you know what? Your camera takes video also. And you can create content. Maybe you're just going to contract to create 5 different reels, and you'll put the whole reel together. I'm talking like make the entire thing, not just take the photos and videos and hand it to them, but hey, I'll make 5 reels, plan out what those reels are going to be, the photo and video shots that you're going to need, and then hand them the actual reel for them to post. And of course, all the assets as well. You're good at all those things. You probably do these things for your business anyway, being a photographer and having to post on social media, that is a talent that you probably don't even realize you have. So offer that service of content creation to other small businesses or big ones around you. You may even find yourself stepping into another genre of photography that you didn't even know you could do. Number 7, have a mini session day. And I got this idea because I saw an ad for it on Facebook. Now, this particular one, it was kind of like a Business Babes thing, and it was like Business Babes Day, and they were selling mini sessions for you to come in for 20 minutes. They would photograph 1 or 2 outfits. You could probably book longer. And then you end up with 50 images from that session. They're not retouched, probably. That's probably additional. I'm sure they have add-ons. If they're smart, they had add-ons. People could add on so they could upsell and make more money per session. But it's pretty simple. You rent out a peer space, maybe book the sessions before you have the peer space totally locked down and you've paid for it, just to make sure that you can book it. You have that kind of interest. And then, you know, a whole day you shoot 10, 20 sessions, depending how long you want each of them to be and your stamina for it. And you make a good amount of money doing a bunch of mini sessions. And again, might open you up to another genre of photography. Number 8 might be a little bit boring, but it's something your fellow photographers think is boring as well. And that is editing other photographers' galleries. Oh, I know. We did not become photographers usually to edit images, and we try to avoid doing it ourselves. I know I do. That's why I use Imagine AI. I use Imagine AI because it edits my photos. I load them in Lightroom. I send them over to the folks at Imagine. They have very easy methods for creating your own profile. You could upload a preset and just give some preferences and it'll create an AI editing profile for you, or you could upload a few thousand raw images of things that you've edited. It's going to analyze what you like and spit back images that are edited in your style, and you're continually improving it. The more you edit with them, the more fine-tuned your profile can be. Oh, or you could also buy my profiles that I have on Imagine, both for portraits and weddings, and you just start off editing exactly like I do. Either way, with programs like that, you might be able to edit for other companies, other photographers that just don't want to do it or don't have the manpower or don't think it's worth their time. Go ahead and reach out to some photographers, see if they have an editing backlog that you can help them out with. And even if you're not actually editing it for them, maybe even things like loading it into Lightroom and then exporting it out could be your job. Maybe it's saving photos off memory cards. And that kind of gets me into number 9, where this keeps going, and it's offer to work for another photographer, either digitally and remotely or in the studio. There are a million things that photographers need, everything from designing albums, helping them with their marketing, pulling photos for those albums and blogs, making thank you cards, creating the blogs, writing the blogs. There's so many different things that photographers can use. And hey, maybe you come do that for a couple hours a week and it's not even for pay. Maybe because that photographer can't afford to pay you, but they need help. Maybe in exchange, they give you the leads for days that they're already booked for. You can be creative about this, and we can help spread the love around in so many different ways. So albums, blog posts, maybe you could help them out picking photos for submitting to publications and submitting to those publications. All these things that are office work, computer work, take a lot of time, and photographers do need help with them. And if they trust you enough, maybe they'll even let you handle some leads and get back to clients. It really, really is endless.
Before we get any further in this video, let me tell you about this video sponsor, Squarespace. This one was easy for me because I've been using Squarespace for over a decade, and you can see it at vanessajoy.com. I decided to use Squarespace so long ago because it was, and still is, one of the easiest ways to make a website out there, hands down. Squarespace is a platform where you can create beautiful custom websites in just a few minutes. Choose from a plethora of templates where you can easily plug and play your own work. It's an all-in-one platform for building your brand and growing your business online. We all know that an online presence is crucial for your brand, so build one that stands out. Squarespace isn't just for creating a website, it's about making money. You can sell anything, products, the content you create, and even your time. Of course, as a website, Squarespace lets you create beautiful galleries to highlight your photography portfolio. But what you might not know is it also can host your video content too. In addition, it can help you monetize your art or your expertise by having online scheduling built right into your website to sell things like mentoring sessions or critiques. You can go so far as creating member areas or have an online store where people can buy your products. Head over to this link for my exclusive 10% discount on your first domain at Squarespace. Now back to the video.
The 10th thing that you can do to boost your income, it's not quite a side hustle, it's a little bit of an income boost with what you already do, is make sure that you are offering your clients a full service photography studio. If you are just shooting and burning, my goodness, you are leaving so much money on the table. And if you have time for all these side hustles, honestly, this is the one that you should probably do first. Think of all the things that you could upsell. Maybe it's services like offering a boudoir session to a wedding client or engagement session to the wedding client. Maybe you have a wedding client, and I do weddings, so excuse me if I go around there, and that's where my ideas come from. Maybe you have a wedding client that's been 2 years. Maybe you could offer a maternity session, go stalk them on Instagram, make sure they're still married, and see if they're pregnant. These are kinds of things that you can do, other sessions, so services, right? But then from there, what you really should do to be a full service photography studio, aside from trying to create legacy clients like that, is offer products. Think albums, think wall art, think acrylics and canvases and edge products. There are so many different things that you can do to help them cherish their memories more. I could go into such a long rant about full service photography studios and how you as a photographer have a responsibility to help them cherish their photos in the best way humanly possible. And you know the best way is not by letting them die a digital death. You know that it's by capturing the story and then helping them tell the story so that others can read the story or see the story. And that is only possible through tangible products. Just find one tangible product that you want to start offering your clients. Maybe you start sending everybody an email at once to start with, and then you schedule an email, 20 days before each session that you do, 10 days before, saying, hey, by the way, if you commit to a canvas now, then it's 40% off today. You pay for it today, you pick your picture after a session. Or maybe it's including an album with every single wedding package that you have. Maybe it's a small one, but it's just a small place to get started, and then they can always add pages later. Number 11, this is the last one, and this is a pretty interesting one that you may or may not have heard about. I've talked about these guys before in a sponsored video on my YouTube channel. It's a company called Spot My Photos, and you may have looked at it as it was a service that you pay for. However, it's actually a way that you can make money and get booked as a photographer. Spot My Photos is a system that is groundbreaking. It just made the hot list at CaterSource this year, and everyone is talking about it, including your clients at events. Spot My Photos allows the photographer through a Wi-Fi card or a tether to a phone. It's really, really easy once you get it set up. Allows the photographer to take a photo with their DSLR, with their mirrorless camera, and it almost instantly gets uploaded to an online gallery, and then through a few different manners of signing up, it texts that photo. The second it's uploaded to that gallery, it texts the photo to all the people who are in that picture. It's pretty incredible. Consumers are starting to expect it. I was photographing a Pitbull concert the other day, and someone came up to me. I was hired by the concert producers by Hilton to capture like overall ambiance and people having fun and the show and backstage and things like that. Guests came up to me. I had my camera. They said, "Oh yeah, can we take a picture of us?" "Sure, I'll take a picture of you." I take a picture. They say, "Oh yeah, so I'll get that on my phone right now, right?" I'm like, "Oh, you know what Spot My Photos is." Nope, I'm not here for that. I'm not one of the photographers that was hired to do that. Needless to say, consumers are getting used to it. Event staff, wedding professionals, halls, concert venues, fundraisers, charities. So many people are using Spot My Photos, but they're not photographers. So what do they need? They need a photographer like you. So go to spotmyphotos.com, contact them, and ask to be on their partner photographer list. They are exploding, and it is a very easy side hustle for you to just get booked for these events that want to use that Spot My Photos feature at their event, have that experience, and you can be the hired photographer for it. Highly recommended. Anyway, I don't know if anyone's going to sponsor this video, but apparently I've got like 5 different companies I talked about, so maybe one of them will let me pay the bills, and maybe they won't, but either way, I hope these 11 ideas help you pay your bills and continue in your career as a photographer. I'm Vanessa Joy. Hit like, subscribe, ring the bell. I wish I had a better ending, but I don't. So you're going to have to deal with it. I'll see you on the inside. Oh, that's just a bad ending. Bad, bad, bad. Wait. One more. I got one more. I know I'm already changed for the next video. Breaking down the fourth wall. I record more than one at a time. Anyway, make marketing materials, brochures, business cards, decorated magazines, folding things. You already know how to make a lot of these things because of your graphic design background. They're actually fairly easy to do in programs like Fundy. You can get them printed through H&H. It's really easy to do for you. It's really difficult to do for everybody else. So great side hustle. That's number 12. That's it. That's all I got.